removing the third row seat out of the 2023, 2024, or 2025 Toyota Sequoia. I've gone ahead and removed a few pieces. So you'll start with this guy here. You'll see that on the very edge of the trunk. You pop up some covers and remove a bolt there on that side and a bolt on this side. And then it just pops up with these plastic clips. That will be the first thing you remove. And then slide the seats forward by grabbing these handles and sliding them forward. This actually sits up in there. I've already removed it as well. And then you will simply pop. These will be exposed. Once you do that, you'll pop those up. Once you pop those up, you can pull this back out from underneath the seats. Which will expose the 4 rear bolts that hold the third row seats in. Okay, 14 millimeters, remove those bolts. You're gonna have 2 plastic plugs, connectors. You can remove the connector and also remove the attachment point that is on the seat frame. Same thing on this side. Disconnect the connector, remove that attachment point. Then you're gonna slide both seats back. We're gonna come over here, remove the cover on this item here. It's a little cover, just use it to pop off. And then we're gonna pop that guy off too. And then we'll be back in a minute. All right, center one is removed. There's the cover. So you can see what kind of clips hold this in. It's these plastic clips. So if you're gentle with them, it comes off without a problem. Here's the one on the other side. Okay, so now we have our 4 front bolts exposed. 14 millimeter, same deal as the back. All right, bolts are out of this side. Let's see what she looks like. Yep, it's loose. All right, so we'll lift that guy out. Okay, once you lift it out, you'll see it has 2 studs on the rear for alignment. So you'll have to lift up, it won't slide back. This is not flat here, in case you were wondering if it was the battery cover was completely flat. Once you remove the seats, it is not. I'll show it again here in a minute. Once I get the other one out. Get the other one out. Put it in storage. Kid yourself that you'll remember where they are and that you'll put them back in before you trade in the vehicle. This gives you a pretty good view without the seat. Bag up your trim pieces. They will not go back in without the seat. And here you can see what it looks like with the seat removed. With the battery cover. more look with the second row folded back down. Idea from the center there to the roof is 38 inches. Now that does not take into account the narrower opening that you'll need to get items through. But from there to the top without the seats 38 inches, you can measure your own vehicle for the opening. Don't forget to put your bolts back in. We'll put the trim pieces back on in a few minutes. I am about to wire up an EcoFlow DC charger. All right, lots of background noise because it's too hot to work in here without a fan. Got a EcoFlow alternator charger. Here are the components of it. We're going to get it hooked up in there. The EcoFlow is going to sit back here eventually once it gets built out. We're going to go ahead and get that wired up. As you likely know, if you're watching this video, the new Toyota Sequoias have the battery in the back. All right, so with the EcoFlow charger, see the negative cable there. That's the EcoFlow cable, black one. I put it into the bottom ground point for the battery. That battery ground cable goes right to ground. For the positive, I put it through the EcoFlow 125 amp that comes with the kit. That is securely tied to the battery mounting bracket, and then that goes into the top post of the cable. So pretty straightforward. And I am going to notch this trim piece to send the cable out that. We'll show you that once complete. Anytime I do interior notching like that, I will go ahead and immediately order this trim panel that goes here, a new one. I'll put it with the seats I've removed, and that way I will have a new piece if I ever get rid of this vehicle and want to remove this. All right, one more shot of the completed wiring for the EcoFlow charger. Everything back in place. All right, one more look after the trim pieces have been put back in. That does stand up a good bit here. You can remove that piece separate from the bottom piece, but then you're going to have plastic tabs sticking up. Seems to work fine. I'm going to have a Goose Gear platform put in here in the next few weeks, which will make this all one level surface. At that time, I will mount the EcoFlow charging box on top of that. The cord will be hidden underneath of the platform. That will clean it up for the EcoFlow to go there.